So, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining the second in our Mediterranean Month series. Last week was fascinating with Malta and Croatia, and I'm absolutely confident this week will be amazing. I mean, I've got to say, since she's on the Zoom, that it's going to be even better than it was last week. So I wanted to let everyone know that we have these Zoom months as charitable travel as an opportunity for our customers, both live here today and also recorded on our website later, to learn about destinations and to consider booking them in the future. And I forgot to say that, and you've seen my name already, that I'm Melissa. I founded Charitable Travel. When customers book with us and confirm their holiday to Antibes or to the Balearic Islands, once they've confirmed, they can make a donation equal to 5% of their holiday price to the charity of their choice. And once they've done that, we will reduce the holiday price by the same amount. So they get an amazing holiday together with really helping a charitable cause at no extra cost to them at a time when, like the travel industry, the charity sector really needs everybody's help right now to climb out of the pandemic. And so these events are about inspiration, learning somewhere new, and hopefully inspiring you to travel there. So without further ado, I will open up your presentation and hand over to you, Laura. Thank you very much for joining us. And I will, as you mentioned, drive through the presentation. Hopefully you can see that now. Okay, I'll leave you and thank you very much.
Okay, well, hi everyone. Well, thank you for attending this event. My name is Laure and I work for the tourist office of Antibes on the Côte d'Azur. And tonight I will show you that Antibes is passionately addictive. So Antibes boasts an ideal location, only 12 miles from Nice airport. That is, say, 25 kilometers from Nice airport, and we are halfway to Cannes. It is the combination of 3 villages far from the madding crowds and the well-trodden paths. It is the charm of old Antibes and its antique stones. It is the greenness, as you can see, of world-renowned Cap d'Antibes, and it is the rhythm of Jean Lépin, the sandy resort. It is actually the perfect touring base for discovering or rediscovering the wealth of the French Riviera from its beautiful villages, museums, and cities. And if you want to go further, you can actually go to Saint-Tropez and Monaco by yacht, or if you want to go there faster and you've got more money, there are just a helicopter right away. And I think I've lost Melissa.
Yes, you have. I'm just juggling technology to work out how I can look at your script.
So you go down to the 3rd slide.
Perfect. If you could just say next slide, I can.
Okay, that's
thank you.
You'd rather.
Yes.
So next, and we're good. So Antibes, well, previous. Antibes was actually, it is the oldest city of Côte d'Azur, as it was founded by the Greeks 2,600 years ago. So if we had the time, I could take you through all the invasions, the Goths, the Visigoths, or the Saracens, up until the 16th century, when Antibes became the border city of France, as we were at the Antibes was defending France against the Italian enemy. So, well, we don't have the time. So in a nutshell, Antibes is this incredible old town, very well preserved, and it is the only city on the seafront with the fortified walls intact. And what you can see on the picture is that we have the Port Vauban, the biggest harbor in Europe for private yachts sailing the Mediterranean Sea. Next. So you might think that this image is a photo montage, but you know, it's really Antibes with the Alps in the background. And yeah, they're just there. So it's actually fantastic because you can go skiing in the morning and enjoy rosé on the beach in the afternoon. Next. So here I'm welcoming you to the Grimaldi Castle. And yes, indeed, it is the same Grimaldis at the Grimaldis of Monaco. So this is the Picasso Museum, because Picasso was a very frequent visitor of Côte d'Azur ever since the beginning of the 20th century. He stayed in Cannes, in Valoris, in Mougins, a bit all over the place. And in 1946, Picasso was given free use of the upper floor of the castle, and he created like crazy for 4 months. And everything he did in the castle, he gave to the city of Antibes. So we are the proud owners of over 300 pieces by the master. Next. When he was in Antibes, Picasso used to say that he was taken by the antiquity of the city. I told you, Antibes created by the Greeks. And so he painted his mythological view of Antibes. The painting you have here on the screen is called La Joie de Vivre. It's a very beautiful example of Cubism. It is the representation of Antibes. You can see the sea, the sky, you've got a sailboat, you have the sand, the ground, and you can see a centaur, a nymph, a faun, and they are all dancing. So it's really it's the happiness of Picasso, 1946, end of the war. And Picasso was 60 years old, even older, and he was madly in love with Françoise Gillot, pregnant and only 20 years old. Next. So Picasso said that if you want to see the paintings of Antibes, it's in Antibes, you have to come. And well, it's better you have a guide when you visit the Picasso Museum, because when I ask people what they see, very often they will say a fox or a mouse with a camera. So you need to take my word for it. This is a guitar. So full explanation when you come to Antibes. Next. In Antibes, we've got lots of beautiful monuments. And this is the Fort Carré, 16th century. It's called, it's really a very fine example of military architecture. But what is also very special about this place is that it's like many places in Antibes, it's surrounded by green. So many people go jogging there or just enjoy the nature. Next. Antibes is a city drenched in sunshine, very different from the old cities of Nice or Italy, where they had very tall buildings because the sun on the inside the houses would ruin the fabrics. In Antibes, the maximum is 3-4 stories high for the building. So the light pours into the city, and you have many small places and squares like this one, and making it a very romantic place. Actually, Monet painted Antibes 39 times, and that was after he said that he was not inspired. Next. It's really the perfect place just to stroll through the myriad of narrow streets in the pedestrian section. And I mean, you don't have to have a special agenda, a special destination in mind. Just wander the street, and everywhere you'll find surprises, new things to see and admire. Next. So in order to help you, the tourist office now sells private tours to rediscover the beautiful streets. So these private tours, they are just for a couple, a family of 4, a very small group of friends. and they're based on different themes. So you could have the gourmet tour, or the artistic tour, or the nature tour. Next. And the good thing is that as you're walking with one of our guides, and there are so few people in the group, the guide will knock at some doors that would otherwise remain closed to you. Like, for example, they would go knocking on the door of the baker, and if he's available, he will tell you everything about his passion, bread, but also his philosophy on French art de vivre. Next. This is called the Nomade. It faces the sea, really welcoming the voyagers. And today, the Nomade, which was built by a Barcelonian artist, it's been in Antibes for say 10 to 11 years, but it's really one of the most emblematic places in the city. Next. You know, when you think Côte d'Azur, very often you will think very expensive in the shopping. So you think, okay, I'm on the Côte d'Azur. Everywhere there will be some Chanel shopping or Dior shopping. Well, it's very different in Antibes. Here, everything is made for the locals. We really, we have a very big love for French art de vivre. So here on this street, for example, you will have only very good cheese, exquisite chocolate, everything really making our life easy. And it's really a plus for the tourists. Now, if you really want to go for luxury shopping, you hop on the train. In 10 minutes, you're in Cannes, or you go the other way. And in 35 minutes, you're in Nice. 45 minutes, you're in Monaco. Next. So what we are about, I told you, is the real place. And also, a couple of years ago, the city mayor decided to turn this avenue into the Boulevard des Arts, making Antibes, getting the label City of Art and Craft for Antibes. So what you see on the picture are the 16th century walls. And inside, we now have lots of artist studios. So in one studio, you've got the glass blower, so you can watch him work, but even better than that, you can purchase the experience of glass blowing, which is a lot of fun. Next to him, you've got an antique press. Or you can enjoy many other art studios. You can learn to cook with flowers, you can learn to draw, or it's also a lot of fun, you can brew beer. Next. We have a very famous Provençal market, where it's most likely you will meet some of our Michelin chefs doing their shopping for really the freshest ingredient, but also all the chefs of the city. Next. Above all, Antibes is a real place with real life. We've got lots of kindergartens, high school, meaning that year-long, you have many people on the street really enjoying their day-to-day life, but also making the city very cosmopolitan. So we try to keep alive all our tradition. Next. So a very famous tradition is the Christmas cake. So it's a gathering of all the bakers and pastry makers. And 2 years ago, the Christmas cake was 16 meters long. And it's a free event. It's just to have fun all together. Next. So another very, very nice tradition is in September, and that's the harvest. So, well, I have to say it's really for the fun, because if you want to enjoy really good wine from Provence, you go right across from Jean Lépin, you've got the Balearic Islands, where the monks are still making wine. Or you go east to the hills of Nice, where you have the wine de Belay, vin de Belay. And if you drive to, well, say an hour from Antibes, then you're in the vineyards of Provence, and they make excellent wine. Next. Antibes is also about preservation. This is another place which is quite different from the rest of the Côte d'Azur, Cap d'Antibes. So for a very long time, Cap d'Antibes was just agricultural land. And in the 19th century, a famous agronomist experimented with various species of plants not endemic to the region. We have a very rich soil, a microclimate, and 300 days of sunshine per year. And as a result, this is what some call an ecological cathedral. It's also a paradise for sport lovers, and it's a glorious hideout for the seriously rich. And look at the color of the water. Next slide. So this is the view you had before starts right here. It's the start of the Cap d'Antibes coastal trek, and it's one of the favorites of everyone on Côte d'Azur. So we actually offer a private tour of the trek where you get all the relevant information on the flora, how it came to be there, and also how it is part of a Natura 2000 and is protected area. So on the one side, you've got the water crystal clear, and on the other side, you walk along the mansions of the billionaires. The last two houses are very famous. One because it was the former house of the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, and today it's the house of the president of the Chelsea Football Club. And the last one, because you have lots of movies being filmed there, the latest one being scenes from the latest Rebecca. Next. So when you go to the highest point of Cap d'Antibes, you get here to this really must-see point, viewing point. When you're in in front of the chapel, you see on one side you see Nice Airport, and you look on the other side. Sorry, you see Cannes, and this place is really a lot of fun because what you have here is what we call the Bistrot du Curé. So it's a sort of a bar, a snack where they serve only local specialties. And here you get really deafened by the sound of the cicadas, the songs of the crickets. Next. So this is Hotel du Cap Eden Rock. Hotel du Cap Eden Rock is famous because it is also linked to the history of Côte d'Azur. So it's a palace 150 years old, and it's because it started as a resting place for artists, and before 1926, it was a very famous hotel, but only in the winter time, and their clientele was the jet set from France, the who's who of England, and the crown heads of Russia, the Tsars. And in 1926, it was the last generation, the Murphys. They were knocking on the door of the hotel saying, please stay open in the summertime. So, and they had bargaining to do, they had negotiations to do. And today it's hard to believe, but we used to be a winter resort. But Antibes is still very beautiful in the winter. Next. And actually, if you want to enjoy the Hotel du Cap Eden Rock, there is a very easy way to do it without moving from your couch. You watch Killers with Ashton Kutcher a lot. It's a very funny comedy, but all the beginning of the movie actually takes place in the hotel, Hotel du Cap Eden Rock. Next. So I love to have a moment of Chinese wisdom, Chinese cookie fortune wisdom, saying that true luxury resides in true serenity. And in Antibes, it's especially true as you have all these very luxurious places, and next to them, you have really simplicity, the real life, the beauty of nature, and in a word, simplicity. Next. So we go back to Jean Lépin and the American roots of Jean Lépin. As I said, with the arrivals of the Americans in the 20s, the roaring 20s. So the Americans, I said the Murphys, but we had also Cole Porter, Hemingway, Scott and Zelda Fitzgerald. They brought with them jazz, they brought with them music, they brought the summer season, And when you look at the architecture of Juan Lepin, you really strongly reminisce of Miami Beach. It is the same Art Deco architecture. Next. So you have this very iconic Art Deco facade, which is the one of the Balearic Hotel. And the Balearic Hotel, well, it's a 5-star property, but that's not why I'm showing it to you. The hotel is actually a tribute to the memory of Scott and Zelda Fitzgerald, as many chapters in Tender is the Night were written in the hotel. So the place is redolent of the Great Gatsby, and you get the atmosphere. And if you want to enjoy a moment of pure happiness, glass of champagne at sunset on the terrace of the Belle Rive. Next. One of the specificities of our city is that we have the first sandy beaches when you arrive from Italy. So we have a mix of private and public beaches, but the difference being that all of them are actually public, you can walk on them, but on the private beaches, you pay for the mattress, the sunbed, the umbrella, and usually you've got service at your sunbed. And this beach is interesting because that was once again the one of the Lost Generation, and they handpicked all the rocks that were on the beach, and they turned it into this beautiful, this gorgeous beach. Next. So I told you about 5-star hotels, but altogether we offer about 80 hotels, all category. What we are very proud of is that our hotel industry, it ranges more towards the boutique hotel. We have an average of 35 to 45 rooms per hotel, and most of them are family-owned, family-run. Next. So rapidly, we are a business destination with a brand new convention center. Next. We are also a family destination, ideal for kids, with the biggest sea park in Europe. Next. We are a sports destination. Water skiing was invented in the Bay of Juan Lepin, so you can enjoy paddleboard, yoga, and why not? Let's be crazy. Yoga on the paddleboard. Next. Being French, we have a very high respect for gastronomy. So we have 4 Michelin star restaurants, but we have plenty excellent restaurants, very affordable and with excellent food. Next. We have the oldest jazz festival in Europe, 60 years old. We're very proud because, very pleased, because this year we will have our festival, our 60th anniversary, from the 9th to the 21st of July. And with just one name, Gregory Porter, European Exclusivity. When you're in the audience, this is the view you have. It is absolutely splendid. Next. And so all year long, you've got an incredible agenda of events. Well, you've got the vintage sailboat rates, antique fair, a chocolate fair, name it. We almost have it all. Next. So just remember that we have got an ideal location. It's excellent value for money, and take my word for it. I'm totally biased, but Antibes is the one place where you will fall in love. So you run only one risk, is that you will fall in love and not come back to your family in the UK, unless you've taken your family with you. So I rest my case. Thank you very much, and good evening.
Thank you so much. That's I was just thinking, I miss travel so much. You know, the idea of walking along the seafront, you know, the Michelin star restaurants, the cuisine, is totally amazing. Ali was right earlier. You completely sell and paint that picture of your destination. Incredible history, as well as a getaway. If you wouldn't mind, Laura, staying till the end, we usually give the opportunity for a Q&A. if people want to ask questions at the end. And before we carry on, I should have said that we do a little quiz. And so I hope you are listening intently to what Laura's saying, because we'll send out a quiz after this evening, and there's a nice prize to be won, a snack box from an exotic place. So thank you very much, Laura, and
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us, Francesca. I'm sorry I had to off the camera earlier on, but thank you very much for joining Charitable Travel this evening and for introducing us to the Balearic Islands. Francesca is the Managing Director of the Balearic Islands Agency for Tourism, and so we're honoured to have him here as well, and he'll certainly know his stuff. And I will open up the presentation and hand over to you.
All right. Do you hear me?
I hear you fine.
Perfect. Great.
So I'm just getting that now.
Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for joining this meeting.
There we go. Hopefully you can see that. I'll just go into full screen mode. And over to you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much to you to join this meeting today. I am very happy. We have every time we can explain our island, we are really happy. I am from Mallorca, the bigger island of the Balearics, so I feel really proud of the place I was born and where I live. I am almost 50 years old, and I am so proud of the place I am going to explain you about. Okay, if you go to next slide. First of all, I'll explain you about the situation of the Balearic Islands in the middle of the Mediterranean. 4 main islands: Mallorca, the bigger one, Menorca on the east side, and on the west side, the Pitusian Islands, Ibiza and Formentera. If you go to next slide, we will see that the distribution of the tourism we receive in the islands is more or less the same weight than the square kilometers of every one of the islands. We receive every year 16 million tourists in the 3 or the 4 islands, because Ibiza always, or the numbers are always together with Formentera. Next slide, please. As an island, we really do depend on flights, on connectivity, as we say. We need planes to arrive to our islands. We have 3 main airports in each one of the main islands, and to reach Formentera we have to do it by boat. There is no airport. It's a small island in the longest side, 17 kilometers, not many more. And in these 5,000 square meters of islands, we have 360 beaches and connectivity to probably every place in Europe, and our main countries of where our tourism proceeds are Germany and United Kingdom. Next slide, please. What to say about Balearic Islands? I really hope you knew who we are, and I'll tell you basically that we have a very nice climate with an average of 18 degrees Celsius and 300 sunny days a year. It's just 2 hours flight from main European cities, health services, public transport, specialized hotels for families, trips. We in the agency, in the tourism agency, we have 8 different segments. As we say, we have MICE, we have sports, we have active tourism, ecotourism, gastronomy. We've got culture, we have wellness, and we have luxury. Of course, we have sun and beaches for the summer, but we really like, and we really like to say that we are open all year round. In fact, there is one promotion we've made for years, which we say Balearic Islands better in winter. Not only in winter, also in autumn and spring, of course, but we can say that our islands are even better out of the summer. And of course, we've got this relaxed Mediterranean culture. We love calm, we love relax, we love good food and good people. Next, please. Nowadays, we are focused, very, very focused on safe tourism. We have made a huge effort in the last months, even I would say sacrifice. We have been closing our homes. We have had our restaurants, bars, and maybe every place closed, just to reach this moment in which we are able to tell you, come to see us, come to visit us. We will be very, very pleased to have you in the Balearics. Is a very good time to do a trip. Next slide, please. We have worked very, very hard. Here you can see this logo I was saying, better in winter, on the left-hand side, down. We have, as I was saying, we have done huge work for the last 10 years on sustainability. We have a very strong law on climate change and energy transition. We have a limited transit of vehicles in some areas of natural interest. We have limited expansion of tourism accommodation. We have a waste law. We have a regulation on tourism rentals, and an energy efficiency and improvement in tourist areas, and our newest over-tourism regulation. So we are very happy to say that we are a very sustainable islands. We also have our tourism tax. We collect since July 2016 260 million euros that we have dedicated to 160 projects for sustainability. We are very, very happy to say this, because we have improved a lot, a real lot, with this tax that has made us improve our destinations in this with this sustainability. Next, please. We also have some of the most amazing UNESCO World Heritage sites. We have Dal Vila in Ibiza, we have Serra de Tramontana in Mallorca, and we have the Biosphere Reserve in Menorca, which is just part of all the places and all the situations and views that the 4 islands can offer to you as a visitor. Next, please. As an accommodation, we are talking about more than 500 4-5 stars 4 and 5 star hotels with more than 175,000 beds. We have every kind of hotel, to every kind of segment, to every kind of need, to every kind of passion you can have. We have country hotels. We have rental houses. When friends and in this kind of situation ask me, what can I do in Mallorca or in the Balearic Islands in the forum, I always say that just tell me what you like, and I'm sure we can help you to find this thing you like. As I said before, we have 8 segments, but we have also a lot of tourism activities that I will explain you right now for every island. Next, please. Here you can see one of our most interesting monuments and historical buildings in the island. On the left, we have La Lonja in Palma, and on the right-hand side, you have Castillo de Bellver, which is one of the most interesting castles in the world because it's got a circular plan, which is very, very, very unusual, and its conservation is very good. It's a very nice place where you can even enjoy concerts, music concerts in the patio in summer. It's a very, very nice place to stay. And on the left-hand side, you can see La Lonja. La Lonja is a marvelous building. It's on the 15th or 14th century, which is a very nice place in front of the sea or very close to the sea. We have museums like Baluart and Palau Marca and Fundació Pilar y Joan Miró. And we have even many other buildings like Porto Pi Lighthouse, which is one of the oldest buildings in Spain. Next, please. We have also special locations in Palma like Fundació La Caixa, which is a very nice building from the 19th century from Domènech i Montaner, which is a contemporary architect with Antonio Gaudí. We have Casal Solleric, and of course we have beaches, we have clubs, we have fincas, we have facilities for sports, places to walk, to sail, to enjoy the sea, to anything you need. As I said, I used to say, what do you like? Because I am sure you will be able to find it in the Balearic Islands, and in this case in Mallorca. If you go to next slide, we will focus on Menorca. Menorca is the eastern island, is the second in square kilometers, and it's got also a lot of places to see, a lot of places to enjoy. As we said before, is an island that has been declared biosphere reserve, so is a nature paradise. And one of the things which is more interesting is that it's funded by the Camí de Cavalls, which is its relation to English is the horse ride, where you can of course ride it by horse, or you can run it, you can walk it. There are some races during the year you can also enjoy. There is very usual to have cycling races, marathon, triathlon, Ironman in the 3 islands in Mallorca. You have different events, sport events for cycling and triathlon during the year, and also you've got them in Menorca. It's a very interesting race all around the island in these Camí de Cavalls. You can also find historical buildings and some really special. You can see in that picture on the left-hand side with Lithica, which is an ancient place, working place where they were taking the stone for the construction of the houses in the island. And but many centuries ago. We are speaking about more than 15 centuries ago. And on the right-hand side, above, you have Cova d'en Choroi, which is a cave that you get into the cave, and then you reach into a bar, a lounge bar over the sea with amazing views over the sunset. A very nice place, very interesting. And on down, you can see the fortress of La Mola in Mahón. Menorca has got two very important cities, small, but always have like a contest between Mahón and Ciutadella, which are there is a city in every side of the island. This island was during the 18th century was property of the United Kingdom. It has a very important British influence. Next, please, we reach the Pitiusian Islands, which in Greek mean the islands of pine trees. First, we will see Ibiza, the White Island, one of the, I don't know if you knew that Ibiza has the most important tourism brand of the Balearics. Maybe some of you could think that Mallorca was mostly known, but it is the brand, the strongest brand is Ibiza because of young people who want to go there for party and for its nightclubs. Okay, but Ibiza has a monument which is Villa, the city, also called Ibiza, but this also a UNESCO heritage a heritage place. Sorry, which is the name? UNESCO World Heritage Site is a very nice place. You can also find fortified churches, archaeological sites. You can also find archaeological sites in Mallorca and in Menorca, mostly in Menorca, which has talaiotic antiques, which are very important. And then if we go to the next slide, we will see Formentera. Formentera is the smallest of the islands, but it ain't got airport, but it's probably one of those places with a special taste, with class, with touch, with something really special. A nice place to rest, a nice place to enjoy the sea, and people is one of the is a place where there is a lot of culture during the summer. A very interesting, a very nice place to enjoy during some days. Is small, very easy to drive by even by bicycle. So a very nice place to be. Next, please. What else can I say about the Balearics? You can find, as we can see here, any kind of adventure. You can you have beach clubs, you have dinner shows, theme parks, wine routes, beer routes, also bikes, karting, nightlife, caves. As I said before, is one of those places that you can enjoy any kind of preferences you can have. We are next, please. We are a very strong brand on active tourism. You can find a lot of walking experiences, or walking or running. You can enjoy the sea, kayaking, sailing. You can rent a boat. There is a very important industry in the sea. You can ride on a balloon. You can. There are plenty of active activities. You can also, if you like bird watching, we have different water places in all of the islands, albuferas, and all of these kind of adventures. Also, we have next, we have ecotourism adventures, snorkeling. We have some, we have no rivers, but in winter we have what we call a small river, like is a torrent, we call it torrent, and you can jump them down. It's a very nice experience. And next, please, we have also very nice cultural experiences in Palma, the capital of Mallorca, but you will find cultural experiences in any one of the islands, and any one of them which is a special touch. For example, Ibiza is like one of the hippie movement places in the world, and it has been like this since the 60s, and they have a lot of culture. They have a lot of events around this hippie movement. Here you can see two pictures of the Balearic Museum, and and I think this is the Mark Museum. There's plenty of cultural expressions, museums, and places where you can enjoy culture if it is what you love. Next, please. Also, you will be able, it is a paradise for a spa and wellness. Many hotels have facilities for spa and wellness, and there is a very nice movement of yoga over paddle surf, for example. Exercises in every hotel in front of the sea is very common. That every hotel have a program for wellness in the morning, in the evening. Is very usual, as you can see in these pictures. Also in magnificent locations with astonishing views. Next one, trekking. When we speak about those magnificent places, what else better than walk them? It's magnificent. You can walk over mountains, like you can see in this right-hand side picture. On beaches around Menorca, for example, in Formentera, in Ibiza, you can walk them. It's wonderful. There are groups of people who join to walk, and of course, for those activities, there is a huge industry of companies that can arrange any kind of activity outside in the sea, for trekking, for culture, anything you can need on that side. Next one, please. Golf is another one of our identification. We have plenty of golf ranges, mostly in Mallorca, with astonishing views, as you can see. This one on your left hand side. They are very, very good, with a very quality golf ranges all over the island. And of course, you can enjoy sailing. You can enjoy the sea. As I said before, you can arrange many kinds of activities in the sea, like kayaking, like snorkeling, many of them. Next one. And of course, we have one of the unknown experiences in the island is wine and gastronomy. We have we have had a wine industry for centuries, and it's very interesting to say that in Formentera was one of the places, the few places that the phylloxera of the beginning of the 20th century didn't arrive. So they keep the ancient grapes, which give us a very special wine. You will find wine in every one of the 4 islands, and is a very, very good quality wine. People who visit us mostly love white wine, but we have also very, very nice red wine, which is produced with I don't know is the right word, autochthone grapes. I mean, special grapes coming from the islands. And of course, we have a history in gastronomy. We have, suppose you know, ensaimada, sobrasada. You know that the Menorcan cheese and oil from Mallorca. This could be our main or most known products. But we have to say that we have an incredible history on gastronomy, with a lot of plates from our ancients, from our grandmothers, which are very, very, very nice to enjoy. To finish, I would say we are safe, and I want to say more. We are very nice and a very sustainable destination. It's an amazing place to visit, an amazing place to stay. And as I said, when I was in the Spanish tourism fair, I said, come and visit us. We will be very, very, very happy to have you here. Thank you very much for letting me explain who we are, what we do. And
thank you so much. I've been going to the Balearic Islands for many, many years, and I think what the islands have done and what you've done in order to focus on the natural environment, to focus on the heritage, to focus on the gastronomy, and to make the point that the destination isn't only about coming in the school holidays, period in the summer. That I really feel that the Balearic Islands are a fantastic choice for a short break in the either in the winter or in the shoulder seasons, because there is so much to do that doesn't revolve around simply sitting on a beach. Do we have any questions for our guests?
Well, mine are around food and drink.
Food and drink, my favourite subject.
Seeing that picture of the ensaimada there, it brought back great memories of having that with a drink that was rum and hot chocolate. Lumumba, I think it's called. But in terms of cuisine, what would be both of your top tips of must go and experience?
As I say, what do you like?
Well, I'm vegetarian, so let's start there.
That's difficult. But for example, Menorca. Menorca next year on 2022 will be a European capital for gastronomy, and Menorca has got a is very focused on their land side. I mean, it is the island that probably works more on their camps, on their agriculture, and they are very strong on milk. They work with beef, and they have very good cheese. You can go and have cheese in every. There are many places where they made their own cheese, and they combine it with wine, and they have very nice restaurants, many of them which products of the islands. They love their products. They take really care of them. And if I have to tell you, now and next year, the place to be for gastronomy will be Menorca.
Good tip.
Yes.
Laura, was there a particular gastronomic focus, a favorite of yours?
Yeah, I will answer to Ali then. We have ratatouille, of course. I mean, you're in the south of France, so we do ratatouille. And we've got pissaladière. Pissaladière is the sort of onion tart, onion pizza, and it's delicious. And you also have a soca. Soca is it's something you buy on the market very often, and it's made of chickpea flour, olive oil, water, salt. That's it. And it's cooked in a wood oven, and you just add a bit of pepper, and you eat it as you go, and it's it's unique. And other than that, I mean, it's the south of France, so it's a grilled fish, very light, and Mediterranean cuisine.
Wow. Angela asked a question which you kindly already answered about catching a bus to Antibes from Nice, and Laurence.
Yeah, you're right to want to stay longer in Antibes. You can really use it as your home base, and you stay in Antibes, and then you see already what's in Antibes, and then from there you go up to Gourdon, to Saint-Paul. You really use it as the center of Côte d'Azur.
I have the question, Laura, about the you talked a little bit about the American history from the Roaring '20s. Can you actually get guided tours to take you on a historical tour of the town?
Yes, of course. You can do the history. That would be more in Juan-les-Pins.
Yeah,
it's really in the footsteps of. So it's when you do this historical tour, it's you will stop with the face of Sidney Bechet, because he got married in Antibes, and Picasso was there, and Miss Tanguet was there, and you stop in front of all the Art Deco architecture, and it really takes you back to the last generation. Or you can do the Painter's Trail, and the Painter's Trail is really fantastic because it's all the masterpieces that were created in Antibes were reproduced in sort of a lava stone, and they're set at the exact same place where the artist had his easel.
Wow.
So you see where Monet was sitting, you see where Winston Churchill used to sit. And so it's very enjoyable.
In the Balearics, can you get UNESCO guided tours as well? Because there's so many UNESCO World Heritage sites. Can you is that something that the local operators?
Yeah, sure. In every island, you have to think that in Ibiza is the small village, which is the town of Ibiza, and then you can have a cultural tour, which is very, very interesting. But Menorca is the whole island. So Menorca, you have to enjoy it for days, and you can. Menorca is very good to rest. Is very calm and enjoy the sea. It's a very nice place. It's different from the other ones because it's got its British history, and also it's been owned by very few properties. So there are just very few houses. Is not maybe is the less crowded island on the Balearics, and is the whole island is biosphere patrimony. So it's very special. And then we have La Serra de Tramuntana, which are the mountains all on the northwest side of Mallorca, which are 100 kilometers long. You can walk them in any way you want. You can climb mountains from the sea to 1,500 meters, which are very, very hot excursions. You can get down like a small river. There are many things to do. Is a place where you can enjoy it in many ways, depending on what you prefer. There's people who love to run, people who love to go on a mountain bicycle. There are beaches also, so you can walk and then go to the beach. There are restaurants on the beaches in front of the sea. It's a it's a large place. You can have very different guided tours for doing anything you want.
Yeah. A question from Angela about in Palma, from Palma to Solier, the wooden train, is it operating?
Sorry, I didn't.
The wooden train from Palma to Solier, is it?
Oh yeah.
Is it operating?
Yeah, Solier. There is a train which has got a century more or less, which is goes from Palma to this. Is 20 kilometers ahead, but it takes an hour, and it's beside the mountains. I mean, Solier is in Serra de Tramuntana, is in those mountains I was telling you, but it's in front of the sea. So this train must get up the mountains and then down. And when you reach to Solier, they are very strong on oranges. So you can see all the valley, plenty of orange trees, and the sea at the back. So, and it's a closed natural port, which is also very, very, very nice. It's a very nice place but like these, there are many places in all of the islands. There are very special ones. Close to Sóller, you've got Deià, Valldemossa, Banyalbufar, Estellans, which is all of those are in the Serra de Tramuntana, amazing places.
Thank you. So I'm just conscious of the time. We're 7 minutes past the hour. And so I'd like to bring this evening to a close by thanking Francesca and Laura very much for joining us. To remind you that we're recording tonight, so we will absolutely be sharing your presentations and all these gems of information that you've shared with us this evening with our customers, existing and new, as we move forward. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining. If
Thank
you've
you.
got other questions, please get in touch with Charitable Travel, and we can ask our dear friends from the Balearics and from Drylapan and Antibes, and answer any questions you've got. And be mindful that if you have any desire to travel as soon as you can, as soon as it's green for go, or even before it's green for go, you can still book for next year for the winter, and help a charity at the same time by booking with charitable travel. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. And
cheers. Bye-bye now.
And see you soon.